All right, there we go. We got showtime, 6:32. Oh, I apologize. I'm a little late today. You know, tell you, I'm still Super Bowl hungover. How about you guys? Did you have a crazy, wild Super Bowl party? Are you? Did you have a lot? Look at this hair. All right, hold on a second. The hair is getting out of control. We got to fix this. None too sweet. I don't want to subject you to having to do this. Let me get that going for you. It's whatever. All right. So, did you have your fill of wings and things and all the Super Bowl treats? Boy, they really turned this into quite the fiesta, right? It's almost like Cinco de Mayo. It's become like this holiday. I'm not a giant football fan, but I was pleased that the Philadelphia Eagles won yesterday by a large amount. I cannot stand looking at the Chiefs anymore. Mahomes, that Kelsey with his stupid Taylor Swift, and them showing. I just can't stand all of it. So I am so glad, and I know in her billion-dollar world it won't affect any of them. But at least I don't have to see their faces. And look, I was just in Philadelphia, running the Philadelphia marathon, half marathon, just recently. You remember back in November. Rocky's from there. I mean, I don't mind Philly. I think Philly's a real. I've been there a couple of times. Very nice city. So there was a large constituents of some of my family at this Super Bowl slash birthday party. We had it's a even bigger celebration because not only is it a Super Bowl party that we had, but we had a birthday combo. It was my nephew's birthday, February 6th. Big birthday shout out to Kevin. And my mom's birthday is coming up uh, Wednesday, February 12th, alongside Abraham Lincoln. There's another somebody else on that day, Abraham Lincoln. That's why my mom says she's honest, never tells a lie. But wasn't that George Washington? Oh, but they called him Honest Abe. Right, there you go. So, and George, let's face it, Washington was a rabid liar. He was a pathological liar. If you look up your history facts, the guy was a maniacal liar. But anyway, so fantastic. I was pleased about that. Did you, as I was coming uh, back to do the podcast right now, I looked up at the stars, up at the sky. It's a very clear night, even though we were hit with a little snow. I hope you all navigated that. And the snow wasn't a lot, but it was that little heavy slushy snow, about an inch or two thick. So it's a nice, I call that a nice backbreaker. It's kind of a fooler, right? You think, oh, this is just so low. It's not that high, 12-inch crap. It's just, almost, you can almost see the sidewalk as you're doing it, but then you're like, wow, this is heavy. I tell my clients that's the backbreaker shovel. So this was the one that was really going to do a number. So I'm sure if you come, there was a lot of people, I'm sure, that called out today with the shoveling this weekend. And we're not, let's face it, Long Island hasn't had snow in quite some time. So we're not used to shoveling. Did any of you even know where you put your shovels? Right? Somebody even was saying they had snow blowers. Like, what? Snow blowers? It was an inch of slush. What are you blowing? Slush around? Come on. We've gotten so lazy. I mean, look what's going on. There's volcanoes and earthquakes and the fires in LA, and we get an inch of slush, and it's complete chaos in Long Island. Just terrible. So anyway, anyhow, so that was I just to go on the Super Bowl for a second before I tell you else. That was the complete worst halftime show I had ever seen. For whatever your beliefs, whatever your stand is, whatever, if you honestly could sit there and tell me, well, you just didn't understand it. I don't want to have to understand anything. Okay? I want to be entertained. Okay? You need to set the bar extremely low. I don't want to be messaged or given a lesson. It's an entertaining show. You're just supposed to sing, dance, that's all. Do whatever. I don't care if you juggle. Entertain me, right? I'm not here. Do I start the Steve Squared show? By the way, that is what you're watching. I don't even announce what my show is. That's the bar I set for my audience. I keep it simple, man. KISS. Oh my God, we're getting a call already. We're getting a call in early. I love it. Hey, you're on the Steve Squared show.
Hi, first time, long time. How you doing?
Oh boy, wait, let me set you up so everybody can hear. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, it is the one and only, the Emster. What's up, Em?
What's going on there?
Oh, we were just doing a little Super Bowl talk.
Oh God, what should I talk about?
I mean,
what a bust! What a bust in general.
Well, first of all,
crappy game, crappy commercials,
crappy halftime show.
Everything.
Crappy halftime show is.
I sound like you now.
I love it. Well, first of all, it's not a crappy game because I wanted the Eagles. You know me.
Why would you want the? You know what? You might as well want Boston to win.
You are such a Met fan, and let me tell you something, because my nephew did the same thing. Met fans are so transparent. They try to have this other narrative. I have nothing against Philly. That is Met fans' issue. It is not like Boston, because what would I have against Philly? Nothing.
Wait until they play the Yankees.
But how could you root for the Chiefs with Taylor Swift and blech.
She's what? Taylor Swift's not stopped playing football.
I think she did. You know what I mean. I mean, do I
You
need
know.
to? I don't want to see her face every second. I don't want to see that idiot Kelsey Mahomes. I'm sick of all of them.
You know what? You might be taking the side of the president because the president was kind of rooting for.
But so you're saying me and the president are the only two rooting for the Eagles? Why don't you tell? Why don't you tell? Why don't you tell tell the 300 other thousand other people that burned that was like running around Philly last night?
Yes, exactly. The thuggery.
Oh, stop! What? Spoken like a true disgruntled Met fan.
Oh, please! That's all I hear. You guys screaming about Boston all the time.
But this has got nothing to do with baseball. This is. I'll tell you what I would say. Fight.
What would you say?
Fight, Eagles. Fight. Onward to victory. I'm an eagle. Wait, I'm doing. You can't see. I'm doing the eagle right now. I'm doing. Now, one of my favorite movies, by the way, is Invincible.
Okay.
You must have seen that movie.
Yes, I believe I have.
With Mark Wahlberg plays the true story now of the walk-on Vince Papale, who was a local bartender in Philly, and he went to an open tryout. Dick Vermeil was trying this kind of whatever shake up. He just got the job, and
there was a strike.
There was a workers' strike and no football strike. No, this was just he was they were NFL players. Excuse me. Oh my God. I'm sneezing. I think I'm allergic to you.
And obviously not eating good food made from God's green earth.
You'd be proud of me. I didn't partake in too much of the. My sister had healthy food along with party food, and I had some grilled chicken, and I enjoyed the slaughter of the Eagles, putting their eagle claws on Mahomes. And you know what? Just as a side note, I do like Saquon Barkley.
I do too.
So I thought, look, do I care about football? No. It's my third favorite sport and really least favorite. I mean, maybe hockey after that. But I'm baseball, basketball. But yeah, I didn't mind. And the commercials were a disappointment as well.
Yes.
I didn't see a lot of them. I guess we were more talking during, and I wasn't really paying attention. What did you like? Any commercials?
But I think I saw the Jeep commercial with Harrison Ford, and then with Bill Murray. I think I might be wrong. I'm not too sure. But I got to the game late. I was working. So by the time, I wasn't paying as much attention.
I see. Oh, so where did you watched it at home?
Yes. Okay.
Now who was Jimmy rooting for?
I don't think Jimmy could care much.
Okay.
I don't know who he rooted for. I didn't ask him.
Okay. now, and then it just everything was just it was. But Samuel Jackson.
And I want to tell you something.
Tell me something.
I really do want to like Kendrick Lamar, and I would totally be on his side. And this may sound like an old man. I need to understand what he's saying, and I would, and I heard little trigger words here and there that I think I agreed with him, but I need to hear him clearly so I could, could be all in with him.
But why do you want to be all in? What do you love about him? What do you? I don't.
I don't know. No, it's not. I want to hear I want to hear what he has to say.
I don't.
And when you talk, when you do this rap that's a mile a minute, I don't know how anyone can understand. Even the youngest fan who's like so into it, how could you understand what he's saying?
Well, first of all, they had to bleep out every other word because of the language. Second of all, give me Eminem any day of the week. Uh,
because I know you like Eminem.
oh,
That's why.
you know why? Because he melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Now that would have been a good commercial, like Eminem doing an Eminem commercial.
Yeah, it would be. I think it would be too obvious.
Well,
But yeah,
why everything else wasn't. I mean, look at the one Harry Met Sally.
that was a big disappointment.
Yeah, and having Sabrina
That,
Carpenter do the line
oh
was terrible. It was
please,
terrible.
why? What's the comedy there?
That's what I mean. There's
And I'm
no.
sorry, Sabrina Carpenter is that funny.
That's what I mean.
That's
It's you
funny.
needed to get a real someone to hit that line, and somebody like older that would have made it funny. Like I don't know who you could have got, but you gotta just they're trying to
Well,
go popular.
I think what they were trying to do, since Billy and Meg are old, they said, well, let's have a young person say I'll have what she's having instead of, the older woman.
I think they just wanted to get Sabrina Carpenter, and they could care less if she was
Of
young or old.
course.
She's selling. Oh, speaking of which, you must be excited. Because my mom told me this story. Your nemesis, Dunkin' Donuts, had a little donut listeria problem. Did you hear about this?
First thing, I don't know about this. All I do know is that donuts are no longer sold at Starbucks.
Oh, did they sell donuts at one time?
We sold, yeah, we did. We had one glazed donut that we sold, and they discontinued it.
Was that?
They're cutting the menu like 30%.
That was your wasn't that your slogan? One glazed donut, many glazed workers.
I mean, I can't even. I don't even know how to react to that.
You shouldn't. But no, I didn't.
I'm looking for a punchline here.
There is none. First of all, no, I didn't mean that you guys sold donuts. I'm just saying now people are not going to go there even for coffee because they're going to be like, well, I'm not going to get a donut, so I'm not going to go there for coffee. So it's going to hurt their coffee sales a little too.
No, because nobody buys donuts there.
At where?
At Starbucks.
No, I'm saying it's going to hurt Dunkin' Donuts coffee sales. Like if you're going to Dunkin' Donuts for a donut, you're going to get a coffee. But now if you're like, you know what, I'm not going to go there I don't want to get some kind of riddled donut.
First, I don't know this listeria story.
Yeah, it's the listeria is that kind of like a food poison-ish. You know what it is.
I know what it is, but where is it coming from?
Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts, yes.
Well, Well, of course you know that they at Dunkin' Donuts, they've copied off of Starbucks. They have the brown sugar shaken espresso.
Right.
But theirs is called Sabrina's.
Theirs is called Sabrina.
Named after your nemesis, Sabrina Carpenter.
I love Sabrina Carpenter. I just didn't think she was right for the line. I didn't say I didn't like her. I like Sabrina Carpenter, but I didn't think she was good for that commercial. But hey, if you're driving right now, Steve, give us a constellation report. They said tonight you could see planets in the sky, and I did. You could see everything. They said 5 planets you could see. You could see Venus, Mars, Jupiter.
What?
Yes, it says here you could see 5 planets: Saturn, Venus. Wasn't that the tennis sisters? Saturn and Venus? Isn't that the 2 sisters? No. I thought that was the tennis sisters. Saturn, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury will be discernible with the naked eye.
That's fascinating.
And if you look up in the sky, you can see it right now. It says here, Jason Cousins, president of the Amateur Observers Society of New York, says
amateur.
Well, he's an amateur.
How about a professional?
I don't have that kind of access. But it says you'll be able to see them all in the sky, and that is unusual. If you look, it says to the naked eye, it will look like a very bright star. And it will be the brightest around Valentine's Day. How romantic. You take the one you love, or someone close to that effect, and you propose right under the Venus or Jupiter.
Well, that's what you're gonna do on Friday, Steve. It's
Now,
Valentine's
here,
Day.
let me set up your Valentine's Day because, as you know, I'm. This is who you go to. You go. I'm the king of I'm the king of romance. So what you do? You go up to either Hayden's Planetarium or the Vanderbilt.
On Hayden's Planetarium.
Or you go to the
Is
Vanderbilt.
is that like Tony's Tires or something?
No, what are you talking?
Let's go over to Hayden's Planetarium.
Go over to Hayden's. You go to or the Vanderbilt is lovely. You go to the Vanderbilt Planetarium. I've done many shows there, as you've known.
Oh, I saw you do Shakespeare.
I've done. Oh, sure. For Hofsnall, very very Shakespearean. So you go there. Mention my name. You'll get a good spot by the lawn, and you look up under the planets. The planets will be visible. They have a telescope set up there, and because there's always a club there or something, and you say, this is the line you say, wow, look at the rings around Saturn, but look at the ring around your finger, and you drop the question, and it's and then it's the tears, it's all happening.
That is extremely romantic.
You pull out the CVS little stuffed bear with the $1.98 silver plated chain.
You know what I would like to get on Valentine's Day?
What would you like to get on Valentine's Day?
Those new Reese's
Oh.
with chocolate lava. Did you see that commercial?
I didn't.
That chocolate lava. It's Reese's peanut butter cups with chocolate lava.
Reese's peanut butter cups with chocolate lava.
It's got like a layer of chocolate lava. I don't know, but it looks absolutely. It's intriguing. I want to try it.
I think you would have to take a shot of insulin first, but go ahead, be my guest. Now,
Junior, throw a little sugar. Enjoy it. It's fun.
Oh.
It tastes good.
Yeah. What does Jack LaLanne say? A minute on the lips and a lifetime on the hips.
Oh,
No, I don't know. I don't. Now, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting a little. I got a little information. I got a correction from a listener. Someone just dialed in, and yes, and they say, wait. They say that it wasn't Sabrina Carpenter in the commercial.
Who was that?
It was Sydney Sweeney.
Oh.
I got it. Yes. I got my Sydneys and Sabrinas crossed up. See, this is why the listeners are the best, because they fact check us. I don't want to be fact checked. First of all, don't. What am I, the president? Don't fact check me. Let me say what I want. Now hold on a minute, Steve, because if you know, they just had the Groundhog Day we missed. We forgot to talk about Groundhog's Day.
Well, I can't talk too much longer. You see, I have to go to a meeting. That's why I'm not there. I'm not there at the public library with you.
Well, I'm not at the library either.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to be at the library.
No, I texted you. I said they're having an event there tonight.
Oh, that's that. They should reserve that space permanently.
You would think so, right?
You're like a valued member of the Massachusetts Library.
Well, I went there. I was setting up, and they said the chess club is performing tonight.
The chess club? What the hell?
Now, is the chess club really going to take priority over the Steve Squared show? I think not.
I don't think so. And you have so many good friends there.
I know. Now, before I let you go, I know you got to run. Guess they rated the groundhogs. They rated the groundhogs not in taste, but in how accurate they are. Accuracy, not in how they taste. Now, I like my groundhog medium well, as you know.
Don't we all?
Oh, boys. Now, they had a new groundhog wing that you could have gotten. A bucket of, at Wing It, a bucket of groundhog wings. with extra spicy sauce. You would have loved it. We had that for yesterday. It was delicious. Now, guess which groundhog is the best predictor, the most accurate predictor of the weather. Because you throw away all your high technological meteorological instruments. Forget that. You get yourself a vermin, a rabid rat that's just oozing of rabies. That's what you want to predict your weather.
Oh, sure.
Now, what do you think is the number one predictor? Which groundhog, Steve?
Well, I always go with Phil over at Staten Island. Is it Phil Staten? No.
No.
Staten Island,
Phil is
Staten Island is
Chuck.
pretty good. Chuck. Staten Island Chuck.
So you have Staten Island Chuck. Now, making their way is another. Malvern Mel is also a big Long Island one.
Malvern Mel?
Malvern Mel. And of course, we all love Punxsutawney Phil. Now, Punxsutawney Phil, I knew Steve wouldn't, because he's also from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So Staten Island Chuck is the number one prognosticator.
Yes.
He is accurate most often, followed by General Beauregard Lee. I don't know where that's from. Oh, that's Georgia. That's from the Deep South. That's Georgia. Now, look where this is terrible. Well, Malvern Mel was number 10.
Wow.
And they have Holtzville Hal out east was number 13. Wow, this is terrible. Punxsutawney Phil was 17.
Yeah, he's a fraud.
Well, first of all, no. The problem with Punxsutawney Phil is he's been around the longest, so he's had the most chance to be inaccurate. You see, he's been doing it for 100 years, this groundhog. What do you want from this poor groundhog?
Look, I mean, seriously.
He's going to be ground Chuck soon.
You could be off at that point in your life, you could be off your game.
That's what I'm saying. You can't hold this guy to accuracy.
Of course not.
But Malvern Mel predicted 6 more weeks of winter. Now, how do they know if a groundhog sees its shadow?
I don't know.
Which, by the way, is one of my favorite movies with Bill Murray.
Yes, very good. Yes, that Bill Murray commercial was cool, though.
I didn't see it.
They did a whole Groundhog Day thing.
Oh, okay. What was it for?
It was for Jeep, I think.
Oh, for Jeep? Okay.
Yeah. Well, look.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go do your meeting. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, Chief.
And thanks to all our friends for listening in tonight, watching us, and whatever.
You're the best. Steve, now go take a look at that moon.
I will. I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah, look up. Tell me what you see.
Very nice.
All right, bud.
Nice. Okay, buddy.
Later.
I'll see you later.
Dude.
Bye.
That was the Mandracina calling in on his way to a meeting. This is another scary thing. They say there's coyote sightings around Long Island. 5 coyotes have been sighted, and it's these are not predicting weather. They are predicting your demise, because coyotes are not the friendliest of animals. You're not gonna pick them up and ask them, is there more winter or spring? They're gonna rip your neck apart. Where are these? These are actually, they were in Nassau County. Spotted 5 coyotes in Manhasset, Locust Valley, East Hills, and Laddingtown. I don't know what Laddingtown is. But town spokesman Marissa Bocchio said in a phone interview, not to worry. They're not too aggressive. Well, what's her name? If Marissa Bocciato says so, I can only agree, as I'm sure we'll see her one day on the front of Newsday. Hey, I'm very excited. My mom got me this. I am a big advocate of Harry's Razors, another proud non-sponsor of the Steve Square Show. Let me fix this a little bit here. There we go. What's going on with my hair? I got this haircut's out of control. I'm trying to fix it. It's kind of bothering me, but it's not. It's all right. Whatever. So I got Harry's Razors. Harry's, now, if you look, I'm going to open it up right now. Hold on. Look at this is gorgeous. Look at this. This is called Ocean Blue. What do you think of that? Huh? That's a nice looking razor right there. I don't know why I like Harry's, but I just, I guess it's the name, it's the whole. I got sold on the branding and the gimmick, but they're a good razor too, and very good. I like so these are Harry's razors. My mom got me these. She always knows I like the Harry's, so that was my gift, um, my Super Bowl gift. And I got another Super Bowl. Well, Valentine's. My niece is she's always on point. She got me this little bucket filled with little treats. She always gets me a healthy bag of nuts and things like that. And this was cool. She got me a unicorn. Who doesn't love a unicorn? And it says, can you read that? This is what my niece got me. Hold on. This is why I have the best niece. I'm sorry to all my listeners, but she is the best, Kelly. She got me a unicorn that says, "You're one of a kind." And I think most of you would agree with that, whether it's in a positive or negative connotation. I am one of a kind. I am an enigma. And it's an eraser at the same time. So, because she's a teacher, leave it to teachers. They're always thinking about things in a teacherish sense. It's an eraser, and it's a unicorn. So, and this is a great little, I like to use that, put my pens there, get everything. Kelly is always on point. And we had a lot of festivities there. We had the double birthday, my nephew Kev, my mom, and that was all good. So I apologize. That was Sydney Sweeney. I should have known. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Yeah, that's a good movie. If you want a movie advice, watch Invincible with Mark Wahlberg. It's all about that true story. It's very, very good. Don't watch the Amy Schumer movie that just came out on Netflix. Kind of Pregnant, it's called. So she fakes to be pregnant, but not in that kind of way. She just puts on like a thing, and it's just like one of those rom-com stupid things. Um, just terrible. She is funny, but she's picking bad, terrible movies. It's just not good. She is good, but I used to like her, but no. Now we were talking. This is Valentine's Day, so okay. You went to CVS. You went down aisle 3. You get the little stuffed bear attached to the little heart of chocolate, and it says, "I, heart you so much," or something like that, right? So that brings you up to what? $2.95. So you still have a couple of bucks to play with before Friday. So what you do to finish off the romantic, you go to the planetarium. I'm telling you, after the planetarium or before. You might want to do this before because you don't want to be hungry. So instead of going out to a general restaurant, right? This is going to be all the restaurants. You're talking about the perfect storm, and I'm not talking about another Mark Wahlberg classic movie, The Perfect Storm. Boy, it's like Mark Wahlberg night. I'm talking about The Perfect Storm. Valentine's Day collides with Friday night. Everybody's going to be going out, right? They're all going to have their Friday night obligatory date night. Got to take your partner, your date, your wife, your whatever, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, mistress, whatever you're doing. You're going to go out on Friday night. Not a good move because it's going to be packed. But good thing you're watching the Steve Square show at Gov's Comedy Club. Don't forget, check out the Instagram, Stephen R. Kaminsky. I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot of fun stuff on there. The fun doesn't end just here. It goes on forever. Now, oh my God, look what happened to poor Kermit. But I'm going to have a surprise for you. I'm going to reveal it in March. I already have it, but I'll reveal. That's going to be a big reveal. So we're at February 10th. We got some time, but I'm going to set you guys up for that. Just whetting the appetite, if you will. So you remember the days. I don't really remember the days, and I never did this, but this is perfect. The old wine and cheese. So here are some places. I got them for you. It's remembering. These were apparently big in the 70s. This kind of wine and cheese and bell-bottom pants, which I believe was a Steve Nash song. But wow, so they have these. There's one called Tiffany's. It opened in 1978 and it's still there. Now, what they're saying is a true wine and cheese bar is not a restaurant. It's not a full bar. It's more of a. It's not a cafe. It doesn't have other things where they're just giving you wine and cheese. No, that it's just that, and it says it's they were saying it's not a bar or clubbish type of thing. It's just a wine and cheese, and there's nothing else served. It's maybe a little bit of what they call that. Those appetizers, maybe some. You get the wine, the cheese, maybe a little crackers, a little pepperoni, little uncured pepperoni, smoked sausage, if you will, something like that. Now, I'm going to give you some places to go to if you're thinking of doing something out of the box on Valentine's Day. So you have Tiffany's. It says this is the big. Oh, this place opened in 1964 in Valley Stream. That's unbelievable. And again, the music is just soft. It's a little bit of that Magnet and Steel kind of music. A little bit of, we call it yacht rock, right? Kind of that just minutiae, poppy love music. Okay, let's see what we got. The Back Barn. The Back Barn also is. It's actually now called the Cheese Emporium, and that opened in 1973. And that's going to be something similar to a wine and cheese. You got the Pawnbroker. The Pawnbroker, mid 1971 in Baldwin, and it's run by the Garwin brothers, who were brought up on racketeering charges back in the late 80s. No, they weren't. I don't want to get it, Sue. I'm just kidding. Relax, in case the Garwin brothers happen to be tuning into the Steve Square Show, which, by the way, they should. I just gave them free advertising. Plus a little defamation of character thrown in, but who's watching, right? They say it's a warm, relaxing Victorian atmosphere, whatever that is. Victorian atmosphere is, makes me think. I don't like that. I don't like Victorian. I don't. It makes me think of Marie Antoinette, the fine china. That's nothing that would make me go. What else do we got? And then there's one called the Fern's Harness Shop. I don't know where this one is. Doesn't even say where this is. Doesn't even say this one. Oh, in Roslyn Village. So those are a couple places. You got Tiffany's in Valley Stream. You got the Back Barn. Where is Back Barn is right here in Bethpage, and you got the Pawnbroker and Baldwin and Fern's, which is up in Roslyn Village. So those are your wine and cheeseries. And you go there and you mention my name. You say the Steve Squared Show sent me. They'll give you 20% off of nothing because we carry no weight there. I'm sorry. But go there and I think it'll be something different. Then you go to the planetarium. And I'm telling you, it's a perfect date night to go out in 20-degree weather, out by the stars, and look through the telescope that they have there. So it's a beautiful. Actually, the Vanderbilt Planetarium is beautiful. It's very nice. Like Steve said, he's seen a couple of shows I've done there because they have a nice outdoor. We do Shakespeare in the summer there, so they have a nice little area, like a little courtyard, if you will. And I've done children's theater there. You might remember my role in the Great Pinocchio. I was the evil mustache guy that was trying to put the end to Pinocchio. It was one of my finer roles. I won a Golden Globe for that back in the late 90s. Anyway, so that's a little wine and cheese. You might want to get that going. This is interesting. I thought you might want to hear this. They had an app contest developing your who's going to win an app contest in high school. So these are 17, 18-year-olds because after you're 18, do you really know how to use an app? that's their wheelhouse. That's kind of 15 to 18 range. Once you're 20 years old, nobody knows how to use. That's all that really matters now in today's world is the 16 and 17-year-old. They're the ones developing apps. They're the ones developing AI. The rest of you people can just finish off your lives. So anyway, they have apps, and the winning app I thought was tremendous idea. It was by Aditya. I'm completely messing this name up. Aditya Varma. Aditya Varma, hometown Syosset, goes to Syosset High School, and they have an app. They won. It's called Rent Your Driveway, meaning you can put an amount, charge an amount, and the scheduling when you can have somebody. Now, I didn't know this was an idea. Sometimes when I'm confused, I park in anybody's driveway. But this seems to be a lot more organized than just randomly pulling into someone's driveway when you can't find parking and then having your back window smashed by an irate homeowner. So I think this idea is a lot more controlled, a lot better idea. So leave it to the high schoolers because they're the future of Wednesday. They're the future of the day after tomorrow. So they won first place. And yeah, what you do is you put the parameters in when your driveway is available and what you're charging. And it made me think. So rent your driveway. What about just go crazy? Rent your bedroom. I'm going to rent my bathroom. You know, you want to go to the bathroom, right? You know how many times I've been driving and I can't make it to the house, and it's crazy, right? Maybe you go search. Maybe you go on the app. This is my idea. I'm stealing hers, but making it a little better. You search for available bathrooms, and then and something like that. Maybe somebody's renting their bathroom. That's what I would do. Because I think that's more necessary than finding an open, vacated driveway. I mean, how many people really need to use somebody else's driveway? Right? That's not. But bathroom? Oh, now you got a winner. Who hasn't been driving and been doubled over and had to go to the bathroom? It's all about finding the needs of the people. I'm more in touch with the people than Aditya. No offense. I'm just saying. I have more experience. She's young. They're young. What are you going to do? But I think it's a great idea. It is a great idea. And here's another great idea by the one and only, my favorite and yours, Governor Hochul. She has devised a way, because she's been toying with this idea and mulling it over about what to do with phones and kids in school and how to really enforce it. Well, here we go. If you see here, it's a bagged, locked telephone holder. And you have a security code. So it says here, Roosevelt Middle School Principal Jeremiah Sumter. It's a smartphone pouch with an unlocking device. So this is fantastic. What an idea. This will probably, and it says it'll only cost $6 trillion for the school system. Well, that's fantastic. That sounds like a go to me. Actually, it'll cost $13.5 million. Wow. That still sounds like a lot. Just the bags for people's phones. Why don't you just put them in the teacher's drawer and have them give it to you and do that and save yourself 13.5? This is how they should put me in charge of saving money. I know how to save money. But it says, what do experts say? It says many education and law enforcement officials support a bell-to-bell ban on smartphones to help improve kids' performance. Here's the problem. This is my take on it. They're giving too much credit to the school system that kids are going to learn something. If you just saw the story I did, that's all kids are locked into is their phones. Give them their TikTok, let them have their apps. That's what they're going to be doing and making bazillions of dollars for a living. These people are doing it already at 16 and 17 years old. They need to have full access to their phones. Whatever minutia is going to be taught by a teacher, no offense to my family who are wonderful teachers, it's a thing of the past. These kids they're only going to be YouTube stars, Instagram following phenoms, TikTok video superstars. That's where the money is, my friends. And these 15 and 16-year-olds know it. Governor Hochul doesn't know. So stop with making bags for $12 trillion. Let the kids, guess, if you have to put them in a place, let them go to a place called school and teach app design, video making, YouTube starring. Teach the things that kids are interested in. They don't want to know who won Fort Sumter back in 1687 or who Pocahontas is. That happened 3,000 years ago. Nobody cares. It's not going to affect these 15, 16-year-olds. You know who they like? They like Sydney Sweeney. They like Sabrina Carpenter. They like Taylor Swift. They like Ariana Grande. They like apps. Give them what they want. Why are they torturing these kids? You're wasting their time with school. I'm a full advocate of it. What's trending? This is it. This is it. 2 plus 2. They don't need that. Their phone could do the phone could do such algorithms right now. When is somebody going to have to add anymore? Never. I go through a day. I never add anything. Nothing. And I'm doing beautifully. Beautifully. So let's, and again, I'm going to hear flack from teachers. I'm already getting comments on my phone. I can see it already popping up. Okay? I'm all for the teachers. Don't worry. You're fine. You're lucky I'm not governor. Oh. I should call Hochul. Hochul. I'll email her. This is another fantastic story. So they're saying here, they have this woman. Her name is Mani Bahari. And she is teaching people that are from different locations, like maybe the Middle East, maybe the Far East, how to drive here in the States, and especially on what she calls busy Long Island roads. I call them terror of the territories of Long Island. Okay, you gotta really be buckled in, and I mean that in all the sense of the word, to navigate the streets of New York City and Long Island. I'm telling you, you gotta know what you're doing. And it says here, driving student Miles Bowie pressed the accelerator gingerly as he turned onto a wide, but mostly empty, Hicksville Road, where he was promptly beeped and screamed at to pick it up. Pick it up. It's all clear in front of you. So he laughed and saying that the roads are a lot different here. He is from Vietnam. And he said he's a 23-year-old MBA student at Hofstra, my alma mater. And he said that all across his native Vietnam, the roads are not like this. It's very calm. And it says the drivers in Long Island, they drive crazy fast. If they are going straight, they just go, pew, pew, they go by you. It's insane. He goes, I feel safer in Vietnam. And I'm sure he's the first person to ever say that. I mean, that's a statement I've never heard in my life. I feel safer in Vietnam. Okay. But this teacher, Mani Bahi, and it says what to know. It says those with a foreign driver's license can use it temporarily in New York, but after becoming a resident must take a 5-hour course. So she is giving these courses, helping them prepare for these tests and courses by getting them acclimated to driving here in Long Island. I would love to teach one of these classes because I just gave a lesson to somebody just a little while ago on Jerusalem Avenue. I'm telling you. Pick it up. I agree. Let's go. Everybody's got a place to go. This is not, this is not Amish country. We're not in Lancaster where you're just looking at the farm. I mean, this is busy. This is New York, Long Island. It's crazy. If you don't got the stomach for it, what can I tell you? Drive somewhere else. Take a Lyft or an Uber. Now, those guys know how to drive. You know how Newsday has this bucket list of... they have a bucket list of things that you should try to bungee jumping or hang gliding or, it's always something. So this week, it's saying opera for the newbie. it's saying you should open yourself up to going to an opera. Oh boy. It says here, now it says here, the cost of going to an opera is very affordable. It's not like back in the day where it cost you a lot of money to go to an opera, right? You go to the Met, you see, La Boheme, wonderful opera, um, or any of the others. This is now it's down to like $25, $50 if you want to hear it. 25 if you just want to see it from the balcony. 50 if you want to hear it. The Gilbert and Sullivan. This is at the Metropolitan Opera House. They got a lot of good opera here, and it says it's very affordable. Now, let me tell you why it's affordable. Nobody wants to go. Okay, you can watch anything you want at home at Netflix. You want to watch an opera? Flip it on Netflix. Okay, it's fine. Here's what else I would say. Stop trying to make me. You're trying to make people. Don't culture me up. Don't tell me I need to be more snooty and go to the opera. You know what? No. Nobody wants these. It's the same thing with these apps. These kids don't want opera. They don't want sophistication. They want to be on TikTok and they want to see more Taylor Swift. So by God, give it to them. Stop with the opera. Nobody wants to go. Opera's not bad. I've been to a couple. It's a little hard to understand because usually it's in Italian or it's in a different language, but the music is nice and they're wonderful singers. I mean, Placido Domingo, it doesn't get any better than that. Luciano Pavarotti, pound for pound, one of the best singers in the business. So you got, the three tenors, Mo, Larry, and Curly. But no, I'm telling you, go to the opera. What do I care? Speaking of opera, I'm going to talk about a new her, Christy Brinkley. 71-year-old Christy Brinkley has a book coming out. Her memoir, The Brinkley Memoir, Uptown Girl. There you go. She was, of course, married to Billy Joel, odd pairing. And he featured her in his Uptown Girl video. And so she recounts in her book her career, her marriage to Billy Joel. Now, one of her first roles is one of my favorite movies in the original Vacation, where she drives up in the Porsche and Chevy sees her and he's like getting all excited. And he kind of tells her that's not his family. He's just using them to go undercover to scout hotels. And then, of course, she finds out. But Uptown Girl, Christy Brinkley. So get it right now. It looks. I would read that. I think that's it. You know me. I love biopics. As the author of Jack LaLanne, I think it's great. Uptown Girl, Christy Brinkley. And she'll talk about, she was actually involved in a serious helicopter crash in 1994. They will talk to her about, she was married 4 times, count them, 4. Don't get it right the first 3, try again. And I believe they have a daughter with Billy, she has a daughter with Billy Joel. I think that's Christy Brinkley. I believe so. So there you go. But I think that's pretty cool, right? Christy Brinkley. I always like Christy Brinkley. I think she's fun. She's very good. If you listen to her on some interviews, she's really like more one of those kind of, you don't know if they are, but she seems genuine, Oh, here we go. Dear Eric, I'm going to read this to you. My granddaughter is extremely shy. Her brother, however, who is younger, is a bit precocious. So most of the time he steals the show. Let me stop you right there to the grandmother writing this. Or to parents that call their children precocious. That's just a fancy word for they're out of control and they need to be on heavy medication. Don't rule out any of your heavier doses of extra strength Ritalin. I'm not a doctor, nor do I pretend to be. I shouldn't prescribe anything. But your little precocious child is probably someone that needs to be restrained. I've seen precocious children, and they have to be tied down. And they usually are over them trying to do some kind of seance. So yeah, no, it's not precocious. Stop with the fancy. Again, stop fancying things up. I don't want to go to an opera, and I don't want to see your precocious child. I want to see TikTok videos that last 10 seconds, and I want to not see a precocious child. I don't want to. I don't care. Don't tell me he's precocious because he's like running around in a circle screaming. Or you think he says something whimsical. He's not precocious. You're just not. You're just not disciplining him. My dog is precocious. He just attacked a mailman. He's just precocious. Speaking of which, I believe the National Westminster Dog Show's on tonight. And it's back at Madison Square Garden. It's tonight and tomorrow. Tonight is the preliminary, so this is just to get the dogs loose. Get them loose, get them comfortable, get the stage fright out of the air, get them warmed up, and then tomorrow night is the big night. That's your Grammys, that's your Oscars, that's your red carpet event. It's the dogs of dogs. These are your posh, snooty, precocious dogs. They are the ones that you want to come see because they bring in the bucks. Let's face it. I have friends going to this nonsense. I think that they should allow, and we were talking about this last night. They're so big on it's got to be a purebred. Oh, it must be a hunting dog, and it's the playful beagle, and it's the hound and the snoozer hound. No. They're crossbreeding dogs like it's going out of style, right? So do it. Get some Labradoodles in there. They have more character anyway, let's be honest. Way more personality. I'd much rather see that than one of those snooty, purebred poodles with their little puffy, boofy hair. Come on. So, I'm going to push for that for next year. I want to see more different dogs. Put some groundhogs in there, for God's sake. I don't care. Put a dog face on them. Maybe then I would be more interested. But I'm curious to see. I'll maybe check out a little bit tonight. See what the action is on them. If I want to lay down some money, I know my nephew. He will be betting on tonight's dog show. This guy, my nephew, bets on anything under the sun. Okay, it could be spitting contest. He'll be like, Steve, I got action on this. I hope this guy wins. Not that he has a gambling problem. He just enjoys making it more interesting. I hope none of you lost an arm and a leg on the Super Bowl. I hope you didn't gamble the kids' college fund. That's when the dad, he's just gambled the kid's college fund away. He doesn't know how to tell the family, and he starts telling his son or daughter, maybe you should try getting involved in instruments and a sport. They're giving away scholarships. He doesn't want to tell that he just went into the college fund and put it all on the Chiefs. It happens. We all have problems. We all have problems. What are you going to do? We all have problems. What else do I got for you? This is unbelievable. Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan are touring together. Are you kidding me? Willie Nelson's 92. Bob Dylan's in his 80s. And they're going to be touring together. Good for them. I've never been a Bob Dylan fan. I like Willie Nelson. Bob Dylan I could do without. I can't understand Kendrick Lamar, and I can't understand Bob Dylan. So either one I can't stand. So there you go. People are like, oh, you just don't like Kendrick Lamar because he's a rap. No. I like Biggie Smalls. I like Salt and Pepper. I like all of it. I like Ice Cube. Come on. Ice-T, Ice Cube, Pink Lemonade, whatever you got. I like them all. So, but even a little Vanilla Ice is always nice. But come on. Kendrick, you stink. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. You're a joke. A joke, my friend. What else do we got? Got anything else for you? I don't like that. I'm trying to think what else we got for you. I don't like it. Oh my God, the eggs are still so expensive. The egg prices have not come down. It's just, I don't know what's going on here. Egg prices are through the roof. Through the roof. I feel bad. I should have given this to you last week. They named. I just told you about the wine and cheese establishments. They gave you the best places to get wings, but that was yesterday. I mean, nobody's going to have wings tonight unless they're left over from the party, from the Super Bowl party. But um, there was a lot. Now, again, if you want to stay home on Valentine's Day, which I directly recommend, don't go out into the crazy world. I don't know what the weather's going to be, but it's going to be cold. You're going to be waiting 40 minutes to 2 hours at least for a table. They're going to rush you. The food's not going to be good. Don't do it. Just don't do it. There's nobody you love that much anyway to do this. Let's be honest. You're going to do all this and then you're not going to see them the week after, right? So what you do, this is what you do. You stay home, you watch a nice movie, My Bloody Valentine. Beautiful horror flick about a serial killer that goes insane on Valentine's Day and axes everybody. That's something. And then, right, that's what you want to do. You cuddle up nice and close and put My Bloody Valentine on Netflix. Beautiful. And a little box of chocolate. That's an evening right there. I know romance, I'm telling you. Telling you. You remember I used to be in one of those calls. Remember the call-ins I used to do on the Steve Square Show? I used to give people advice, and then they made me stop doing that. I think for some kind of FCC reasons, it didn't turn out too well, so they asked me to stop doing that. Steve told me it's like you probably shouldn't be giving these people advice. Anyway, let's wrap up. It's 7:30. Thanks for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. Like I said, tune into the dog show tonight. It's always fun to watch the dogs get judged and have their mouths mushed around and check underneath the carriage, underneath the transmission, and see how the dogs are doing. Get yourself, if you want to shave, you want to go around like Grizzly Adams, be my guest. But if you want to look groomed and really with a smooth, close shave, it doesn't get any better than Harry's razors. I'm telling you, the Steve Square Show endorses this wholeheartedly. Get it in any variety of colors. I used to have bright orange. Now I've gone to ocean blue. It's wonderful. I'm going to enjoy my niece's little Valentine's gift. That's also fun. We're excited. This is a big week. Wednesday, just 2 days, and we have my mom's birthday. Big day. I'm planning, I got a surprise, but don't say anything. So that's going to be Wednesday. And then Friday, we wrap up the week with Valentine's Day. I mean, it doesn't get any better or more expensive this week. February is, I always say, is a cash register month for me. I start off the month, my nephew, and my mom. And then Valentine's Day, I mean, I get my niece, I get my niece always, and family something, I like to do that. I get the family. And then I get a little break. And then just at the end of February, it's my niece, Kelly, and my sister. And we finish off with a couple of birthdays. So February is a big month, but I get everybody back in March. That's when I am. So, and then March, hopefully the weather will change. Things will be better. Back to normal. So there you go. And I think that's a good wrap. I think we did a good job. We covered a lot. Do you know how much one of those 30-second commercials were? I was looking this up. 30 seconds. It just keeps going up. So why do it? Do you even know the product after you see the commercial? You go, oh, that was funny with the deer, with Bill Murray, with this. And you're like, I don't know what it was for. You never know what it was for anyway. So what's the difference? I don't know. Anyway. Go outside, check the planets. You'll look up in the sky. I'm telling you, I saw one, which I believe is Venus, but there should be some other. They're the bright star, look like stars in the sky. And I'll tell you a little, as a amateur astronomer myself, and I used to be into that. How could you tell if it's a planet or a star? So I'll tell you very easily. Go by where you see it in the sky. So if you're looking and you see this bright object in the sky, maybe directly above you, then you go out an hour later and it has moved a little bit across the horizon. as it's crossing the sky. That is a planet. Stars are fixed in space. They don't move. They sit. I mean, that's just the way it is. So the planets, though, you'll see it go across, and as it'll change positioning in our, in their evolution as they kind of rotate. They have that rotational axis spin like the Earth. We always know how we don't fall off. It's very interesting. It's something to do with gravity. I don't know. Ask Einstein. That's above my pay grade. I'm just an entertainer, not a scientist. Anyway, so for myself, for the Emster, I'm glad he called in. For Kermit, and for the rest of the gang here at the Steve Squared Show, we wish you a wonderful week. Happy birthdays again to Kevin. Happy birthday coming up to my mom. Happy Valentine's to you all. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Have a safe, great week. We'll see you next Monday night in the studio. And hopefully we'll have a couple of surprises for you, possibly. Wink, wink. I'm trying to